Out of the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. And in the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced or cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of fate, my head is bloodied but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how punishment charged the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. My name is Beatty. I'm 60 years old. I'm a roofer by trade. I've got a wife and a daughter. Aged 45, swam the channel. I made it in 18 hours and 11 minutes. And I've also walked across Europe, 1,700 miles from Cap Grenade, which is near Calais, to Gibraltar. In December the 10th, I'm setting off from Portugal to row 3,800 miles to French Guiana in South America. I'll be the oldest man in history to have done it. I'm doing it for two charities. I'm doing it for Prostate UK and a small group called Tough Enough to Care, who are a men's mental health charity. The difference between this and anything else I've done is, when I was on a swim, if I wanted to, I could have got out. And on the walk, I could meet people. With this, it's very unlikely I'll be chatting to anybody apart from on the radio. Indian Summer's the name of my campaign, raising awareness for prostate cancer. And if you look Indian Summer up, it just means a late summer. And that's how I feel my life is. I'm getting on a little bit, but I feel the summer of my life's coming. I suppose really, if I was to be truthful, it's more about the men's mental health and the prevention of suicide. It plays a big part in my life. It hurts me every time I hear someone's taken their own life. Men have been taught not to show their feelings, not to talk about how they're feeling, and consequently, so many men, 6,500 a year, take their own life. We're not old-fashioned men anymore. We're not living 50, 100 years ago when you've got to be tough and when you've got to, just man up. It doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. I've got pictures of me and my daughter, and it looks like the happiest picture. It looks like the idyllic family picture, and I'm looking into the eyes of the picture and I can see the suffering and pain that's going with that. And so I have to do something like this to keep it down, keep it at bay. My inspiration for doing this particular route was fired up by a guy called Stein Hoff from Norway. He was 57, it was in 2002. He completed the crossing, I believe, in 97 days. He's my sort of benchmark. Yeah, I'd like to recreate what he did. I'd feel cheated if I didn't get into conditions where I had to really test myself. I would feel genuinely cheated. I want to really test myself. I want to come back from this and say, Pete, you did it. You really, really did row the Atlantic. The physical part of it obviously going to be really tough, but I do believe, and from the people I've been talking to, that the mental part of it is going to be even tougher. In that kind of way, every day, my thoughts, I'm going to try and stretch my thoughts out. So rather than just thinking about my garden, I'll garden my garden. What I'm trying to communicate by doing this row is that mental health doesn't need to be hidden away. It needs to be talked about. You do need to tell people when you feel bad, and if somebody's not talking enough, or if somebody's gone a bit quiet, or maybe if someone's even just looking a bit over happy, just check in, make sure they're fine. You can't put a plaster on mental illness. It's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that needs to be dealt with. Just by funding this film, you could help someone live. You could help someone not take their own life. You could help prevent someone from dying of prostate cancer. And you can feel proud in yourself that you've actually achieved something. You've saved someone's life.